According to J. Walker Smith, the president of the marketing firm Yankelovich, a person sees up to 5,000 advertisements per day. With consumers being exposed to so many ads, advertising agencies must use effective marketing strategies to sell their products. Throughout history, one of the most effective strategies has been the use of sex to sell. According to Forbes.com, a memorable advertisement is an effective advertisement. We wanted to know if sex makes advertisements more memorable. To establish an understanding of the true success, we asked 28 Penn State students to participate in a quick study. In front of them, we posted 2 advertisements, both selling the same product, and asked them to choose the one that they thought was the most memorable. One advertisement featured the product, and the other advertisement used sex. One product, 2 advertisements, 2 completely different messages. The results of this quick study show that the use of sex makes an advertisement more memorable, thus more successful. Advertisers from different industries picked up on this trend long ago and continue to present the world with over-sexualized images to this day. Surprisingly, advertisements with sexual innuendos date back to the late 1800s. These scandalous images shocked consumers and achieved the goals of the companies. Publicly showing sexualized images created conversation among consumers and immediately spread brand awareness. Tobacco companies targeting men were the first to employ the strategy of selling sex. They put trade cards of provocative and exposed women in packs of cigarettes to promote their sale. Underwear advertisements followed shortly after, with companies modeling their products on sexy, scantily dressed models. Even beverage corporations like Coca-Cola started to use sex to sell their products before the 1900s. When the century turned, the strategy became even more widely adopted. Woodbury Soap is a notable example of the success of using sex to make profit. This soap company had been experiencing a steady downward trend, but after a small investment that changed ads from selling the product to selling beauty, the brand was able to re-emerge and became a leader in the soap industry. Soon, advertisements for toothpaste and mouthwash joined the movement in the mid-1900s. And by the late 1900s, almost every industry imaginable had adopted some form of sexual advertising. But did all these advertisements really work? Of course! Companies continue to use sex to sell their products today. Abercrombie & Fitch was a sporting goods retailer until the 1990s, when it attempted to shift to a popular clothing brand. It hired fit, slim, attractive models to showcase their clothing and benefited immensely from this decision. The number of stores increased from 36 to 491 over a 9-year period. Profits rose too, from $85 million in 1993 to $1.35 billion in 2002. And Abercrombie & Fitch is just one company known for using sex to promote its products. A survey of 200 college students taken in 2003 showed that Victoria's Secret and Calvin Klein consistently ranked as the top 2 most recognizable corporations. And how did they advertise? Victoria's Secret's sexy catalogs and ads cost the company nearly $110 million per year. The money is well spent though. The corporation receives $1.8 billion in revenue because of these ads. Additionally, the Victoria's Secret fashion show draws in millions of viewers each year, further adding to its brand recognition.
Tuesday night, light up your holiday season with the biggest, brightest, most gorgeous spectacle on the planet. It's the Victoria's Secret Fashion Show.
Similarly, Calvin Klein sells over $5 million of clothing products per year. However, its advertisements are built primarily around entangled limbs, nudity, and flirtation. The bottom line is that sex really does sell. The sales technique uses the hardwired chemicals in the brain to create a feeling of desire. When most people see a sexual image, their neurological system triggers the brain to produce large amounts of dopamine. A common neurotransmitter, dopamine produces a feeling of happiness, and in increased amounts evokes reactions of want and desire. This is the same hormone that is produced after enjoyable actions, drinking alcohol, or even taking drugs. Cocaine, a drug often referred to as dope, got this name from the buildup of dopamine in the brain. A consumer experiences much the same effect. When he sees a sexual advertisement, the same feelings of pleasure takes place and the dopamine leaves them wanting to take action. We are in a pot of hot water, with the temperature being continually turned up, and we are barely even noticing the heat. Even the once scandalous ads of the past appear innocent in comparison to the obscene images we see today. What's more is that the effects of constant sexual visuals have taken root in our culture. We support eroticism in books and movies, and eagerly pay to further promote an openness towards sex. It's only a matter of time until one of two things will happen. Companies can stop using sex to sell products, which is highly unlikely, or the line between advertising and pornography will become extremely blurred. Already, firms in other countries such as France are resorting to full nudity to get the attention of consumers. Duke University Professor William O. Barr predicts that if a complete stranger to our world's culture viewed today's advertisements, he would infer that public nudity is in fact acceptable. Duke University Professor William O. Barr predicts that if a complete stranger to our world's culture viewed today's advertisements, he would infer that public nudity is in fact acceptable. As you can see, there is an obvious need for consideration of this controversy. Do we sit back and let companies sell sex until the strategy no longer works? Or do we consider the future and the possible advertisements our children could become accustomed to? Will society fight back and put an end to the sexualizations of advertisements? The answer is in the hands of the consumer.